I searched.
Good morning. Are we ready to start?
Sure.
Yeah.
This is the Operations Subcommittee meeting on Saturday, the 17th, from 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. this morning. And everybody has the agenda for today. Are there any changes or adjustments to that agenda?
Just one. We have to talk about we're presenting next Wednesday. We need to talk about that.
Okay, presenting, got it. And now, if there's nothing else to add to the agenda, let's go on with the minutes of the April 10th meeting to approve. Do everybody have the minutes of April 10th to review?
Yes.
Are there any changes or discussion about that? Hearing none, I open to a motion to accept.
I so move.
Okay, move to accept the minutes of the April 10th meeting. And is there a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, minutes are done. So we move on to our agenda items.
Can I just
Yeah, go ahead,
say
Patty.
one moment? Before we were coming in, I wasn't quite ready to start, but that's okay. I was looking on the county website to try finding some things, and I'm almost finding it harder to find charter review information, agenda, and those sorts of things. It's got 600 and something listings under charter review, and you have to keep scrolling down, and I was trying to search. Originally, I was looking for marriage licenses to see how to get a copy of a marriage that was conducted here 10 years ago, and I can't find that.
Wow.
It's not that easy. We need that ombudsman.
Shoot. And here we abandoned that whole thing.
I know. I'll try to get more familiar with it, but it just almost seemed like, oh.
If you go under, Patty, I look up recorded documents quite a bit.
Yeah.
So you go to the auditor's site, and then there's the place for recorded documents.
Uh-huh.
And if you put in the name of the person you're interested in, that probably got married, I presume that's what you're looking for. And all the pertinent information pertaining to that, you can pull up recorded documents such as marriage or deeds.
Thanks.
Or whatever.
That's very, very helpful, because the only information I could find was how to get a marriage license. Where's the application,
right.
And there wasn't anything there. I mean, I could tell it was in the auditor's office, but my next move was, oh, well, I guess I better call the auditor's office to try figuring out how to,
Right.
So thank you. I will do that.
Patty, I went online trying to see if the improvements they've made are any more helpful. And I found the same thing. It's just not there. And it's not intuitive.
It's not intuitive at all. In fact, when I was searching, it would come up with words, I'd say, finally, I said, how to get a copy of. And so I'd find something that said copy machine located. And, kind of thing. It was like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Gee whiz.
Oh, well. Anyway, that was just my comment. Sorry to start out the meeting with.
So
glad you're here.
Moving on, Maureen, you submitted something to us on our website for language for the public records.
Yes.
And do you want to?
Yes.
Launch? Okay.
So I sent our work to Amy. She was really great. It took her a little while, but she got back yesterday.
Yeah.
I sent to you what she sent.
Yep.
And I kind of looked at it, and it didn't really meet the full thing that I had hoped to get into this. But I think we're going to go with most of what she's offered, because it is coming from her legal beagle mind, and I think we should do that. And she's referring to that everything has to follow the records retention schedules, which are laws and all that. And so I think that's good. But what I would like to suggest to you guys is I included in her language the first full sentence, San Juan County shall follow the local government, blah, blah, the records with long-term retention value, blah, blah, blah. And then I reinserted, the county shall maintain a means to store and maintain in perpetuity records that can be accessed in a prompt and retrievable manner. And I wanted that in there because it was something Tom Starr had wanted in, around the prompt and retrievable, and the perpetuity came from a citizen who felt
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
important.
Remember.
So I added that one sentence, and then I kept the rest
Yeah.
the way it is.
Yeah,
So
I
how
think
do you guys
you,
feel?
the whole thing is, all of the statement that Amy had made in your memorandum is included here, and you just included that one sentence you just mentioned.
Yeah, yeah. So I added it to our summary, which I didn't update to send to you. And I think if you guys are good to go, this is what we should submit to the full commission and just tuck this one away. Are you
I-
okay with that?
For the record, do you think we should read it?
Oh,
To the public or, oh, for here?
Yeah.
Yes,
for this meeting, yeah, because no one can see it unless we screen
Right.
share something, but
may I read it?
Please go. Yeah.
San Juan County shall follow the local government records retention schedules as required by state law. Records with long-term retention value that do not contain information exempt from public disclosure shall be made available online to the public to the extent allowed by state and federal law. The county shall maintain a means to store and maintain in perpetuity records that can be accessed in a prompt and retrievable manner. The public records clerk will continue to make records available for inspection and copying according to the San Juan County policies and fee schedule. San Juan County values transparency in government. County departments shall strive to obtain maximum accessibility of their records and shall prioritize assisting citizens in accessing those records. To the extent feasible, frequently accessed records shall be available in an online format. So what is taken out is, if it's online, we don't need to say free.
right.
And the last one, I'm not thrilled with, but I think it complies with what Amy suspects is better. To the extent feasible, that kind of lets a lot of people off the hook.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But what she assured me of is that this is putting to the county an important thing, that they have to get these records together. They dropped the ball. They need to get back on it and get these records online.
So Patty had a thumbs up on that. And I also have a thumbs up, but do we want to make it a motion to make it official that we accept
Oh.
this language? No?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
I
Okay.
move that we accept the most recent wording for this to be included in the charter.
Be recommended to the full charter.
Yeah, and yes, that we accept this to be recommended to the full Charter Review Commission, this most recent wording.
Okay, Maureen, do you want to second that?
Sure.
Okay, got a motion to, and a second. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
All
So
right.
there you have it, Maureen.
Thank you. That was good work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
it took a long time, but we got 1 and 2 done. Boom. Okay.
Yeah, with the help of Amy, that really made a difference.
Yes.
Well, we're ready to go on to the next one. Review
Yes.
language of bullying for boards and et cetera. And okay, we can pull that off of the task list, right?
It's on the summary task list, correct?
Okay,
Let's see, I'll find that.
so I have that under the updated and on the 4th of, excuse me, April 10th, 21 is the one I've got in front of me. It's number
Right.
4.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, number 4. Did you find that, Patty?
No, but I'll keep searching. You guys go ahead. Oh, there it
It's-
is.
It's
There it is.
entitled Language Reinforcing and Anti-Bullying. That's
I'll
That's a
get there. My
subtitle.
computer's really slow, so it's coming up.
okay.
So if you remember, this particular one was something that Olivia was interested in because it related to the larger idea. Is there enough language in the charter and the personnel manual to really stop people from behaving badly? We took a twist on it at James Wolfe's recommendation, and we wrote this for commissions, boards, and committees because there's nothing about them.
Right.
And the only change that's on this was that I pulled out the language saying it should go in the personnel manual. It's going to go only in the charter.
Oh, so
Mm.
where it says, please refer
Yeah,
to the
okay.
personnel manual for more detailed definition? Is that,
Of those abuses.
yes,
But they, both James and Amy did not feel that it needed to go into the personnel manual.
so do you want to strike that then?
It is stricken.
Oh, I'm looking at an order. All
Yeah.
right. All right.
Yeah. In the
Okay.
newer one, it's stricken.
I'm sorry, I don't have the newer one.
I'm sorry, I thought I sent it, but.
Oh, you probably did. I've got a
You
lot
know
of,
what happens in this email system is that they get hidden because another line comes in and you're looking for
know.
the original one, but it's not there anymore. So then you have to try finding the trail. Yeah, I
Yeah.
hate it, but oh well.
Yeah, I do too. It's very
And
cumbersome.
we're charged to use this email system.
Yeah.
so Maureen, is that the only change on that
Yes.
proposal?
Would you like me
Okay.
to read it? for
I
the
think
record?
that would, yes, I think for the
Yeah.
record.
Okay. Okay. This is a statement for inclusion in Charter 2.60 regarding boards, commissions, and committees. San Juan County believes that all volunteer members of boards, commissions, and committees shall be treated with dignity and respect. The county requires that all meetings conducting county business should be free from behaviors that can be considered harassing, abusive, disorderly, or disruptive. This includes, but is not limited to, bullying, verbal, cyber, physical, gesture, or exclusion, harassment, discrimination, or workplace violence. Please refer to the personnel manual for a more detailed definition. It is the intention of San Juan County to provide safe and positive working environments that foster critical thinking and problem-solving activities for all our boards, commissions, and committees.
One question, Maureen.
Yes,
That sentence, please refer to the personnel manual for more detailed information. Is that to be left in or is that?
yes, yes.
Okay.
And the reason is that boards and commissions wouldn't normally have a copy of the personnel manual. They would
Right.
have to seek it to define it.
But that's where it could be found anyway.
Yes,
Okay.
So this is specifically to boards and commissions, not to county personnel necessarily.
correct, because the personnel manual has long and
Covers.
detailed verse and rhyme on all of those behaviors and what happens if you engage in them.
Okay, so we want to make sure that our volunteers know that also.
Now, I don't think we have any right to say, should you not adhere to it, you could be thrown off a committee. I don't think we can do that.
No. I
But
mean,
this is
well,
fine. We just want to make this statement.
yeah.
Okay.
It's up to them.
So did we make a motion on that to approve?
Let's go for it.
I second.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
All
All
right,
right.
well, I'll go for it. It means that she's making the motion.
Exactly. I
You
don't
second,
want to when they do it all the time.
you second it. Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Hi.
Aye. Now it's passed and unanimous.
Hold on. Let me get this down in notes.
Please.
To send to full commission. Okay. Okay. Got it.
All right. Well, we're making hay here, kids.
Yay, yay.
Yeah. So we discussed a little bit about the salary memorandum. And I sent out this morning to you guys,
Yeah.
just a small change. I took out the average salary for department heads. I didn't want to put that in there because I just wanted to state what they are and not do an average.
Right.
So that's the only missing thing there. Plus I made a proposed annual salary. I don't know if I should be doing that. I think we should discuss whether we should make a proposed annual salary or not. Let me take a look at this.
Well, first of
What are
all,
we going,
go ahead.
I'm just gonna say, what are we going to do with this? I mean, this is information, but it's actually up to the salary review commission or whatever it is to set the salaries.
Yeah, good.
Citizen salary.
Good point, Patty. So let's talk about that for a moment. We talked about that a little bit before the meeting. Maureen, you had
Mm,
suggestions?
I see.
So what I think, I'm hoping that there's going to be a several loose ends that the commission, the full commission can't exercise any control over, but they could go in a memorandum to the council, the Citizen Salary Commission, and HR. And I sort of think this falls into it. I think we should reveal this to the commission on Wednesday when we give our report, attach it to the summary, and just say it's our recommendation that this be put in a memorandum to those groups from the full commission as something that they should seriously discuss.
Yeah.
Because there's such a disparity. But can I just say one thing?
Oh, go ahead.
When we met on Wednesday and and I gave the elected report, the elected versus appointed, there was such an animosity towards me because we chose to not change any of the electeds. And I got some snarky comments on it.
Oh, you did?
I did, because everybody thought we were going to change everything and it was going to free up a salary for another position. And
That sort of means that you were going to make them elected so that they'd be cheaper? Is that what they were doing? So that to free up the salary?
yes, in their minds, they considered that's a salary, that's an elected salary that is now up for grabs. And it doesn't work that way, but nobody believed what we said. And I felt a little bit uncomfortable. But it's not personal. It's just that this is the way it goes.
Maureen, you did a wonderful job, and you just have simply reflected what the motion was from that subcommittee. And we made our statement as a committee, and you just simply reflected that. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I think that you have to also realize that the commission has not looked closely into all of these things. That's what the subcommittees are for.
There you
And
go.
so they're coming from not knowing as much as you guys know now.
Yep.
They haven't really done it. So I'm sorry that they might have been negative to you. And I know, I think it's kind of a crazy thing for them to think, oh, we'll just make electeds here so that we can free up some more money. That's not fair.
I know. And I suspect, and that's why Kevin spoke about the fact that this could be brought back to the floor.
Sure.
The notions of the elected versus appointed, those decisions could be brought back.
But this salary thing needs to be out there so that they can see how unfair it really is.
So when you say it's out there, this paper I presented to you guys with those average salaries from the heads and the proposed salaries, do we want to have that accompany our information that's going out to the CRC?
With one more thing, we need to show what the current salaries for those positions are.
Well, they do.
Oh, it does? Where
current-
is it?
Under current assessor, treasurer, auditor, and clerk salary, it says $97,000.
Oh, yeah. They're all the same. Okay.
They're all the same.
Okay, got it. I didn't, that went right by me.
But the important thing is that all this information came from Mylene. So I'm just stating her.
Should be taken with a grain of salt there. But I think that Paul, when this comes up, you might make the pitch on this to say where it came from, and the fact that it is the proposed salaries were based on that average of the Superior Court judges, or whatever group it was, district, whatever. I just think that we should say, we know we can't set salaries, but we can make a recommendation.
Yeah.
And of course, they're gonna go nuts because they're scraping for money on this other big thing.
Yeah.
I feel like everything we're doing is sort of an hors d'oeuvre, and the other thing is the entree.
Now I have, go ahead, Patty.
Well, one other thing that we all know, because you showed us before, were some salaries from other counties. And they don't, this document doesn't really show that other counties really do have higher paid elected officials than we do.
So you know what I have? I have a copy of the Citizen Salary Commission. I think I sent it to you. Their last meeting in October of 2020. and it is an extensive comparative review. It's like a PowerPoint thing, but it's got the pages with their job descriptions and the salaries and all the counties in the state of Washington. Maybe we should send that, maybe on Wednesday when we do our thing, we say, and now we're going to forward this to you, just so you can have that information.
Right. Are we doing any PowerPoint on Wednesday?
No, I mean, I don't have the capacity or the
Yeah.
brain to do
Right.
that. So what I thought, if that's another thing we have to talk about, but what I thought I could do is update the summary of our task list and ask Olivia to screen share it like we did with the other thing. And
Okay.
we'll just go through it. It's short. It's very short. And that way they'll see. But that winds us into, I think that Paula, you need to, they're going to turn to you as the chair. And then you have to say, I would like me to do this or Patty to do this, but you're going to have to direct it. Otherwise I'll get more side glances about taking over everything.
Well, I will appoint you, Maureen, to state which ones are we talking about? But both.
Well, certainly 1 and 2, because those were mine to begin with.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
then I'll do the bullying thing. But I think we all have to weigh in on how the road we got on around the ombudsman thing, how we were off in fantasy land about seniors providing service for the county. And I thought it was a beautiful concept. You
Yeah.
remember us doing that?
Yep.
Well, we were having the ombudsman be a volunteer position for somebody who really knows about it, but not necessarily having to be a senior, but a volunteer located at the senior center so people could find them.
Right. And they could help navigate the website. But
Right.
of course, an ombudsman is an investigative
Right.
person that is going to report crimes and criminals and other things.
That's right.
We
So-
didn't feel that we necessarily needed an ombudsman for the county in the thought of it being a personnel kind of situation, which is, I think, where it first came up, where people working within the county wanted to report something and they didn't know where to go. And we realized that actually within the personnel manual, it states where to go and
Yes.
it's fair.
Yes.
So-
It sounds like something to me is like it's more of a county consultant.
What we came up with as a county consultant, but
Exactly.
ombudsman to report things like be a whistler or whatever, and what do you call it?
Blower.
Whistleblower, there you go. We didn't really decide that that was a necessary thing to have.
Yeah, that wasn't the direction we were moving.
No,
Well, the other thing that I think we can say in this line is that we're looking at operations and we didn't want to add another salary to the budget.
Mm,
And that we should state that very clearly, from what we're seeing, there are enough areas of concern over the disparity. Why add another, a person on this line? That's why we came up with it's really a support person we were talking.
right. And to say it again, we decided that what we really needed in the county was help with getting around in the county, not necessarily being a whistleblower or something that the personnel manual already has a way to deal with, whether they use it or not. It's
So
already,
Patty, would you be the one to describe the ombudsman? That would be great.
Yeah, that's what I was going to suggest too.
okay, that's the only thing.
So,
Yeah.
Okay, so Maureen, we have you for 2 of those,
First 2,
first 2, and
and
then
then Patty will do ombudsman,
ombudsman, and then I'll take the salary.
and I'll do the bullying on number 4. And then we have to talk about 5 and 6, because we basically said, we met with James Wolfe
Mhm.
and we felt that he was fairly convincing that these are areas that are well covered in the personnel manual, that there's a chain of command to follow when you have an issue. And he is there to oversee that and make sure it is done. And if it's done incorrectly, he's there to oversee that. So we did not see that we needed to explore this at this time. Is that what we said?
Patty?
Can you tell me what 5 and 6 are? Because I don't have that document in front of me. I can't find it.
5 is evaluate and potentially expand employee evaluation satisfaction process for the county manager. I thought governance was looking at county manager, and that didn't seem like something we needed to stick our noses into.
True.
And 6 is evaluate department employee satisfaction of current chain of command, protections from executive pressures. We just did not see that as a viable thing for us to do.
So
But
it was
We
not,
need to justify that.
well, we just dropped it, didn't I?
Well, yeah, it's the same kind of feeling for why we wanted an ombudsman, you know. The bones are there in the county personnel manual to deal with these sorts of things. Whether in actuality it happens, I can't control, but I don't think we can make it any, in the charter, make it any clearer how to manage within the county personnel.
That's the question.
You know what would be the question too, is, I don't want to get into a whole new thing, but are the employees of San Juan County being trained in how to use the tools in the personnel manual if they supervise somebody and carry it out? Paul, did you feel like that? You didn't feel like that when you had a disgruntled guy.
Not at all.
I don't think you can
I
put
think a
that
lot of this formulated in the probably early 2000 period, 2002, 3, somewhere in there. But I never saw it prior to that. But it started showing up in the early 2000 years.
Yeah, because the federal laws became such, I think they were mimicking that, but
Right.
I don't know whether that's something we want to mention. I mean, because then it would open up a whole other.
Yeah, I don't think we need to go there. I mean, it is what it is today.
Okay. But that really would be something that James, we could have asked more of James, because managers need to know how to use that manual to encourage their people to do it well. That would totally solve all these other problems.
Yeah, which isn't what the charter can do, but we do need to bring it to their awareness that this isn't really being accomplished necessarily. But in a perfect world, everybody would know how to do everything. But the charter can't dictate, okay, manager, you have to do this training kind of thing.
Yeah.
See, so that's where I'm coming from as a manager at one point. I was never presented with the personnel policies, or anybody come to me and says, Paul, you need to have your a session with your employees and go through all these items. That never happened. So I can't really respond to that because nobody ever came to me just with that kind of a duty for as an office of the assessor.
Yeah.
It is now.
All of these things take time. And
Yeah.
maybe they're prioritized down. Oh, we don't need to do that necessarily. Everybody knows, but it's high priority to start out with knowledge.
Correct.
Yeah, and it seems to me that they could put together a very quick PowerPoint that managers need to go through, every 6 months or something.
Well, that is something, working at the University of Washington, the professors were the heads of research groups, whatever, and these guys are not trained to be managers at all. And over time, the university started making it mandatory that these guys, these physicians and doctors, whatever, attend sessions to learn how to do management sorts of things. And they were required to do it. So yeah, it's good practice.
Yeah. It's
The other question on the side that I'm not sure I got clear talk about elected versus department heads and their responsibility to the personnel policies.
yeah, that
Yeah.
they don't have to personally follow it, but they have an obligation to carry out their staff. Their staff have to adhere to the rules and regulations. It's when it doesn't apply to them that, nothing
The
applies to
staff
them.
are still county employees.
Yes.
And
Exactly.
And are bound by that. And I was thinking of the other thing is, if the county were a little more astute around some of these conflict areas, the union wouldn't get so hot when an employee has an issue, you
That's
know?
right.
Because
That's right.
they'd be automatically reinforcing the rules.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Patty?
where you come up with the possibility of having an ombudsman to go to if there are any problems right away, and then they can put water on fires. But whether that's worth an actual position, I don't think so.
Right, and I think that's what you might want to say. Say, we just, in our evaluation of this, even though we went down the yellow brick road,
Very good.
we think that, you know, it's just another job that would have to be paid and benefits.
Yeah.
And it just seems like an onerous task at this time.
Mhm.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so we're assigned our duties.
Right. So we were under ombudsman. So are we going to present that side of our discussion?
Yeah, and Patty, we can jump in too, but I think
Oh, of
you
course.
articulated it so beautifully. I think that you can handle that well.
I'll try.
You will.
And yeah, all of us can jump in if we want to. I prefer to stay on the side, but
Well, that's okay. Yeah, they're going to be sick of hearing from me.
No, Marie.
Oh, I'm telling you, there's so many sub stories going on out there, you know, it's like,
Well,
it's hard to keep them all straight.
and the other thing is too, when we meet as a whole group, we've been meeting to hear people, which is great. We need all that information, but we haven't had time to actually talk as a whole group like we started out with before we had speakers. And it'll be interesting if we meet more than once a week now, we will have a chance to actually get to know the other people again and have this conversation.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm. Yeah, it's good. Okay, so with your permission, Paul, I will attach this to your information, your salary list, and I'll attach it to the summary that we're going to use, and then we can use that as a kickoff to say, there's another additional thing we'd like to bring up.
so this will go to all the CRC, is that correct? On next
Yes.
Wednesday?
What I did for elected versus appointed was I sent out the summary on Wednesday in the morning so that everybody had a chance to look at it or not look at it, but at least they could follow it. And it's short and sweet, and they could just see where we were headed. And I'll
Okay,
do the same with this. I'll update the summary here,
okay.
and then we'll attach this. And I think that's all we need, don't you think?
I think so. How about you, Patty?
Yes, and could you do that sort of soon so that I can find it in my emails and have it?
Absolutely. I'll try to get all the corrections on this today, and then I'll get it to you today with minutes and everything else. 'Cause I like to
Thank
get that
you,
over
Marie.
with fast. No, my husband is right outside the window mowing
Okay.
right now.
I can hear him.
Hi, honey. Right outside the window. Okay. So
You guys, I just have to say it's been great. You've done so well.
Yes, you have, Maureen.
Well, you too, Paul.
Oh, okay. Do we have any other business to discuss?
well, here's my other question for you. It's my understanding that we have to write findings on all of these things. So I already did something for the personnel manual that got turned away. I guess I could write something on the public records because that's the one that I care about.
Right.
And I could do it for the bullying thing too. Well, maybe that's all we need to do because we're not really moving the others forward.
No.
That's right. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. Although you can write findings in the negative side too. I mean, this is why we don't move it forwards. It's still part of the findings. I think the final findings come from the actual big commission rather than
Yeah,
but they'll use what we say.
but they will probably discard a lot of stuff, and so it'll never make the list, you know,
That's
which is
yeah.
fine. We want to tighten this up. But I could write a couple of words on the ombudsman and call it findings, if that's all right with you, Patty, and then you can just refer to that when you give that part of the report. Okay.
So the question about the memorandum of the salaries, if we
Yeah.
mention this next Wednesday, we request that the CRC does a memorandum to the salary commission and to the council. Are we expecting that to happen at that same day, or is that something that down the line that we will propose as a motion?
I think they may disagree to do it. They
Right.
might not even want to do it. And so all we can do is, we think
Yeah.
this should be addressed with a list of items that don't fit anywhere. And if you're game, it should go to the council, the citizen salary and HR. But they may choose, the majority over there may choose to kick it out. So
Yeah.
I think we
Okay.
just make a pitch.
Yeah, well, that's right. We'll just make a pitch.
Um,
Okay, any other new business?
I don't have anything else.
So do I understand this will be our last meeting?
Think so.
It could be. It absolutely could be.
Well, I don't want to speak for you guys, but it seems to me that we pretty well covered everything that we've had on our agendas.
Yeah.
I'm fine if we want to cancel this from here on in, unless there's a need and they say, well, can you go back and do this? or
Right.
something.
Don't cancel yet, but understand that this may be our last meeting. And thank you.
We'll just
Well, I
put it-
gotta say, 3 is so much easier to work with than 27.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say so. Okay, where are we right now? Oh, how about public comment? Do we have anybody out there that would like to speak?
I don't
Hearing-
see anybody in our box here.
Looks like it's just the Three Musketeers here.
Yeah,
Okay, anything else to come before us? Well, hearing none, then I adjourn the meeting.
We'll see you on Wednesday.
So
see
we
you on
need to,
Wednesday. Thank you all so much.
do we need to turn this off in public?
I will turn it off.
Okay. Thank you, too.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Sue.